November 18th, 2017, my life changed forever. I found myself laying on the grass of Hemingway Stadium in Oxford, Mississippi, tears flowing from my eyes, looking up at the night sky. I just tore my ACL for the 4th time. And in that moment, I knew the NFL dream I had been chasing since I was a young child was gone forever. And along with it, the only identity I'd ever known. I had no other skills, no other goals, no kind of preparation. I had nothing. Have any of you ever felt like that? This is a sad, sad reality for many athletes trying to transition to a life after sports because they haven't had extensive access to careers outside of the sporting environment. How do we fix this?
Fortunately, ladies and gentlemen, you and I can change the game. Lifeletics wants to create a vast network of industry professionals to help student athletes prepare for a life after sports. We want to do that in 3 ways. First, we want athletes to discover what it is that they're really interested in. Second, we want them to network with industry professionals. And third, and most importantly, if they can discover and network, we can get them to prosper. While wonderful pitchers have come up here and shown you something physical in their hand, I can't do that. I can't show you something physical in my hand or product. But I believe in my whole heart we have the best, most valuable product out there in the market today, our athlete.
Now, to make sure our athletes can strive towards a better tomorrow, our program is split into 2 parts. The first is to provide an intimate mentor-athlete relationship, and the second is to provide career workshops where they can work on their interpersonal skills, career development, and personal growth.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Who wants our product? Well, we identified 3 very important customer segments. The first is the athletic director who will buy our product. The second is positive role models who will speak at workshops and provide mentorships. And the third is our student athlete who will use our product. Now, how much is this actually worth to them? See, Division I schools in the United States have a huge budget of $104 billion. $451 million are dedicated just to the academic development of student athletes. $52 million are allocated specifically to success initiatives outside of the college environment. So just imagine how much money can be invested into Lifeletics.
As we just established, $52 million is our market space. But what I want to talk about is which way our market wind blows and why exactly our product has a very real implementation and growth potential. Very recently, the NCAA has renewed its interest in the academic and career success of its student athletes, especially those at D1 schools. Just this past year, in 2017, the NCAA gave $200 million to D1 schools whose athletes were doing the best in the classroom. And this trend will not only sustain itself, but grow exponentially in the coming years. An NCAA initiative starting in 2019 will give roughly $55,000 to each D1 school, depending on how well their athletes do in the classroom and what % of them graduate. In just 12 short years, this number will grow to $550,000 per D1 school. There's a very real opportunity here. An opportunity to get ahead of the market curve and make change.
So let's take a look at the competition. Well, at Lifeletics, we're excited because our product offers something the rest of the competition doesn't have. Well, what's that? First, let's take a look at LinkedIn. We're all familiar with LinkedIn. Well, unlike LinkedIn, we're athlete specific, so we're better equipped to tailor our services to the needs of athletes. And also, unlike LinkedIn, we don't just provide for you the resources that you need to create a network. We create the network with the user, and it makes all the difference. So what about support for sport, or the athlete network? Well, unlike these organizations, we don't just provide for you instruction and expect you to apply what you've learned on your own. No, we provide the intimate guidance that we know is necessary for making that transition to a life after sports. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Lifeletics difference.
100 athletic departments, 7 athletic directors, and 13 local college athletes. We spoke to our customers, and here's what they had to say. If you can find a way to engage student athletes in academics, give us a call. So we're going to do just that. But where do we get started? With what we know best, the Texas A&M football team. Then reach out to other Texas A&M teams, baseball, soccer. And then, eventually within the first year, reach out to other universities. But this is where it gets exciting. Lifeletics may not just be for student athletes. It could be for me and you, someone who just maybe needs a mentor, or maybe it's pivoting career paths. And that idea is what pumps me up about Lifeletics.
Now, I truly believe from the bottom of my heart that we have the best team to come to an effective solution to a nationwide problem.
I was the athlete who had nothing but sports when my career came to an end. But that doesn't mean we can't create a better tomorrow for the athletes of tomorrow. To new beginnings.
That was a nice presentation, by the way. Well done. Yeah. So y'all listed 3 different customer segments, right? You got the athlete themselves, you got the athletic director, and then role models, who are former athletes in most cases, I'm guessing. Can you talk to us a little bit about the motivation of the actual athlete themselves, or that person who's the user, right? Because the customer, if it's athletic director or it's a role model, the customer's not the user. The user's ultimately got engaged, right? So in your case, sir, you dealt with 3 ACL injuries before you had the career-ending 4th one. So you were very motivated to go to NFL no matter what, right? I mean, so help us understand how you break through that motivation, even in the face of a lot of injury, right, to actually create the impetus to engage in a program like this.
Right. Well, throughout this entire process, that's been the main question we've got. I think the biggest challenge is going to be to reach those athletes. But the way that I choose to attack it is to put guys in front of them that they can relate to. If anyone is going to reach those athletes who feel like they can go to the next level, and that is the only thing they have, it's going to be guys like myself, guys who can reach those guys.
Okay.
Because I'm envisioning a coach sitting in your living room saying, and we've got Lifeletics, just in case things don't work out. Is that like kind of the ultimate strategy, is that the university is bragging about having you?
Yeah, absolutely. We believe that athletic directors are focused on 2 things. They're athletes and they're academics. And they care about both. They're academics. And so we believe that Lifeletics is not only an opportunity for the athletic directors to care for their students, but also drawing players in. We say, hey, we want you to be a wonderful athlete, we're going to support you doing that. We also want you to be a great student. And as an athlete, if that could be something that I'm thinking about. Well, they care about me as a whole person, and having a coach tell me that means a lot.
And this isn't just a product where it's in case anything happens. I mean, 13% of collegiate athletes don't graduate at all. Most of them are, if they do make the league, the 1% that make the league are out of the league in 6 years. I mean, and a lot of them go bankrupt. Eventually, you're gonna have to stop playing sports, and this is what prepares you for that.
Have you targeted or thought through where career paths and or the companies that would be the most likely beneficiaries of this long term? Because I have a lot of ideas around that. I'm curious how much you've thought through that, and who they are, and how would you engage them? Because ultimately, they're the customer, right? They're the ones that want to hire these very highly motivated people that don't quit. And I know that, for instance, I hire a lot of athletes in certain areas because I know they never quit. You put them in sales, they can take no all day long and keep coming back, for example. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So that was actually something we brought up in our initial brainstorming phase, thinking about selling it to businesses. That's still something that we may approach down the road. But we believe our direct responsibility is to the athletes and the universities right now. And we've built up that network and we've built up that reputation. Then that's something that we can have, that intellectual property, as you guys were talking about earlier, that we can sell those companies, saying, hey, we have this network of athletes, you want a piece of it?
What's your current competition right now? What other programs are being offered?
Right, so as I mentioned in my part, there are 2 organizations that currently exist that are somewhat similar because they also focus on athletes. There's the Athlete Network and there's also Support for Sport. Now what sets us apart from them is we provide that intimate guidance that we really hounded. You see, they provide advice. They say, here's what you can do when you go out into the market after your sports career. And then they kind of expect the athletes to apply it on their own. We make sure that that actually does get applied by making sure that we're with the athlete every step of the way. We truly want to make a difference. We're in the business of changing lives.
Just to kind of second that, speak on more of a personal basis. Whenever I retired, I was told to go to a job fair or get a LinkedIn account and find a job. The problem with that is I didn't know what I wanted to do, and that's kind of where Lifeletics comes in. I personally went out and sought out mentors in different fields just because I wanted to see how they got to that place where they were. And that's what this is all about.
Sorry, one other thing. This is somewhat similar to how a veteran is, coming out of active duty service, right? And you have to sort of reskill, that person who's highly skilled, but not in sort of a marketplace way, right? So, have you guys thought about working with the leagues themselves, the NFLs, the NBAs, and the rest, so that when those athletes are transitioning out, you're actually using that league to sort of mandate, hey, the coaches will put this program into the locker room for coaches to do that.